So Professional Visa and Education Services started its service to our Nepalese diaspora in 2015. I started in Town Hall, Sydney, which is the heart of the city, as you know. In Australia itself, we are servicing in 4 different places. Sydney being the main head office. Then we have office in Canberra. We have office in Hobart, which is in Tasmania. And also we have recently opened new office in Melbourne, which is also in the heart of the city. Well, as the name suggests, Professional Visa and Education Services is predominantly focused on providing migration assistance to any aspiring migrants that would like to settle in Australia, apply for the permanent residency. But alongside, we also provide education services where we help out aspiring students to enroll in a university and colleges. And now, being a Supreme Court lawyer, we have also started some legal services that extends to family law, which is divorce, property law, which is property settlements, criminal law, which is defending the people who has been alleged, and also we look after construction law as well. So for Professional Visa and Education Services, when we started versus now, our services, our product has definitely expanded to other areas of law as well. So it's not just the predominantly focus on migration and education, but we have also spread our wings to provide other legal services. Well, the main unique service value proposition for Professional Visa and Education Services from the day one when we started is the moral, the principle and the ethics that we carry. So whenever we're advising our clients about their potential migration journey or their potential enrollment in university or their potential perspective of the case, we have always been open and honest about their perspective, which means if we go down these particular pathways, these are the hurdles that you're going to face, and eventually you're going to get a success this way. And I think that open and honest conversation our client has been able to absorb, and our client feels like they can come and talk to us like their family members, and they can share their pain point with us. And I think we can just navigate through the migration journey. And as you know, the migration journey can be quite complex in a country like Australia because the rules, migration laws are ever changing in Australia. So just navigating through that changes is very important to keep your clients up to date with the law, what's changing. So as a part of the unique service value proposition, we not only advise our clients in terms of their migration journey, but the main part is we also keep them up to date. So we send out the newsletter every Monday to let them know what changes are coming, what changes has already been implemented. So mainly, in essence, it's more about the communication piece and how to keep your client up to date with the latest news and update.
Hey guys, I'm here at the headquarters of Pro Visa Services, where you can get first-class professional service. You see, life is all about the service that you provide other people. How can you obsess over other people's problems? How could you obsess in the finer details in order to achieve your dreams? As a first-generation African immigrant, know what it's like to live here in Australia. The beauty, the life, being able to see my loved ones every single day. And we know so many other people want to be able to share and cultivate that experience. Well, here at Pro Visa Services, you get just that, a family environment where you're able to make your dreams come true. Make sure to follow Pro Visa Services and the Rabasha Family Podcast.
The government has changed, obviously, after the election. Now we have a new Labor government in place. Now, the Department of Home Affairs Minister, Andrew Giles, is someone who really understands the migration of Australia and its contribution to the economy of Australia. And he's the minister who has real ground knowledge of Australian immigration system. So when they come in, they have actually implemented some migration strategy, and especially they are focusing on Southeast Asia at the moment. And the rules has been a little bit complex for this Southeast Asia for various reasons, because there has been many education providers, many education agents has sort of exploited the system. So there are certain cohort of the students who can afford to come to Australia, and there are certain cohort of the people where the agent have assisted them to make fraudulent documents to make them financially capable to come to Australia. But the reality hits hard when the student comes to Australia than when they started to overlook the study component, and they're more focused into just working unlimited hours. And somehow, the Southeast Asian country or the students has exploited the system a little bit. So I think this measures is a bit of a correctional measures. It's not that it's going to be like this forever, but I think the government has taken some strict measures to sort of start filtering non-genuine students, and also started filtering the education provider they are attracting and enticing students who cannot afford to come to Australia. So this is the little exercise the governments are doing, which is cost effective, because if you really think about it, starting with the visa refusal rate, then the people who is lured to Australia will stop coming because they know the visa is going to be refused. So this is the correctional measures that the department has put in place. Now, when it comes to what cohort can come to Australia, someone who has a good financial capacity, someone who has a good academic background, someone who has a good skill set. So the government will be implementing genuine student test as opposed to a genuine temporary entrant criteria. So the new genuine student test will be more focused on the component where the student has to demonstrate that what skill set they're going to study in Australia and how the Australia is going to benefit out of this, as opposed to before the student used to say how you're going to study this course and what sort of skill set you're going to take away back home and how you're going to establish yourself. So the whole model of assessing student visa component has changed. So this genuine student test will be more focused into Australia and Australians rather than providing the education for students to take it back home. So this particular model is more focused into students who can genuinely contribute some skill shortage gap in Australia, genuinely can contribute to the economy of Australia.
Real quick, please guys, please make sure you take the time to like, share and subscribe. Go and hit the subscribe button so we can keep giving you guys content, so you guys can be notified as soon as we drop some news and information that's really going to help you. And then another thing, guys, and by the way, subscribing, it doesn't cost any money, nothing, no dollars. Just go in there, hit the subscribe button. Again, Spotify, make sure you download our episodes on Spotify. We are exclusive to Spotify because we are getting that deal.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.